I, 17F, found out my mom, 56F, is a lesbian and is cheating on my dad, 59M. He doesn't care. I'm writing this because I honestly don't know what to do with this information and feel pretty confused. From my perspective, my parents have always had a perfectly normal, loving marriage. They've always slept in the same room, argue occasionally but nothing too crazy, go on dates regularly, and are always on the same page. The one thing my mom has been kind of weird about is her phone. She doesn't let me or my brother, 25M, on it for any reason. If our phones die and we need to contact someone with hers, she will dial the number in for us. She doesn't leave her phone sitting out unattended ever. It's always in her hand or her pocket. I guess that's not too unusual, but I'm someone who tends to leave my phone places when I go on my computer, cook, exercise, whatever. Recently, my mom came home late from work, drunk as hell. My dad was already asleep, so I was stuck taking care of her. While I was helping her, she dropped her phone on the floor. Neither of us noticed and I eventually helped her into bed. When I went back downstairs, I noticed the phone on the ground, and picked it up. Her home screen had a Tinder notification. I was a mixture of shocked, betrayed, and unfortunately curious. Her PIN was her birth month and year, so I opened her phone and looked at her Tinder account. She had her settings as women and only mentioned that she was a lesbian in her profile. It made me feel sick to my stomach, but I took a few screenshots and sent them to myself. I sat on them for a few days and my dad's response was something along the lines of, huh. Anyways, do you need a ride home from practice tomorrow? It's been a week since I told my dad and nobody has mentioned it. They've both been acting the exact same as usual. I am seriously confused by this whole thing. I guess my dad either has known or doesn't care, and either way my whole family feels sort of artificial. I don't know if I should ask for answers or just let it go. It makes me feel uncomfortable to think that my mom has probably been having relations with other people my entire life and I'm not sure if I want to acknowledge it, to be honest. Too long did not read. I found out my mom is a lesbian and told my dad, who doesn't care. It kind of sounds like your dad knows, but that they were both trying to shield you from it. It may be that your parents have an open relationship. I appreciate this must be a huge shock. I think that you should talk to your mom, let her know you spotted the notification on her phone, and ask her to be honest with you. They probably have some kind of agreement going on, or he's also doing things outside the marriage. I think all you can do is just accept your mom and distance yourself if you're not comfortable with it. I understand how you feel. Your parents seem to have an arrangement that works for them? This doesn't make your family artificial. Your mom is still your mom even though she has an adult sex life that is complicated. It's not okay to be taking care of your drunk mom at your age, or at any age, though. Your dad needs to be doing that. My parents did something similar. After 30 years marriage they still like each other but more as close friends. The sexual attraction was gone but they still enjoyed living together. As long as it works for them, who am I to judge? They told us when I was around 20. Was a weird evening. Do you really want to know the inner workings of your parents' sexual relationship? It's none of your business, and while you might be confused, they could be in an open relationship sexually. Is there any chance that your dad already know about it? So he don't think about it that much. Sounds like none your business, darling. Sit back and relax. Now that you have the knowledge, that's not your problem. Your dad might not have known how to handle the conversation, so he backed out clumsily. Either he knew, or he was so shocked he just didn't know what to say. Your mom might be a lesbian or she might be bi, but only wants to date women outside of her marriage. Their marriage may be very real. Do they hug, touch, cuddle and kiss? You can't fake attention for years on end, just an open one. My friend with benefits, 21M, gave me, 22F, a ridiculous ultimatum and now I'm confused. So I recently got into a friends with benefits relationship with a guy, I'll call him Jack. Jack and I knew each other already through mutual friends and would occasionally run into each other at bars, parties. One night him and I were at the same bar, we were both drunk and horny, and we ended up hooking up. We decided to continue doing this regularly, which was a good arrangement for me. I didn't have romantic feelings for him, but I was physically attracted to him. I feel like right now I'm too emotionally unavailable for a relationship, but I am a human and have needs, so I was excited that I found someone who was willing to get into this kind of arrangement with me. Things were good. We saw each other 1-2 times a week, had great sex, and he seemed to really enjoy it too. However, things took a turn when he suggested having a threesome with my friend, we'll call her Emma. I am open to having threesomes, but probably not with Emma because she's a really good friend of mine and I wouldn't want to risk our friendship if things got weird. However, I feel like friends with benefits is a good opportunity to explore sexual things with no judgment, so I told Jack that I am open to having a threesome, just not with Emma. Jack told me that either we have a threesome right now or he's not going to hook up with me anymore. First of all, I don't know how he expects me to just automatically have a third person available for that, and second, I thought he enjoyed hooking up with me, so I thought he would want to continue that whether or not that involves a third person. Obviously I ended things with him, but now I'm just really confused as to how things could be going so smoothly between us only for it to end so stupidly. Did he just want to stop hooking up with me but didn't want to tell me that directly, so he picked a stupid argument with me instead? Too long did not read. My FWB wants a threesome. I'm willing to do that, but just not at this moment. Did he just give me that ultimatum of having a threesome or ending our FWB arrangement because he didn't want to outright say that he doesn't want to hook up anymore? Funny thing is, this guy had a real shot a threesome with you and some girl who isn't Emma and he blew it. Lol. To have a functional FWB situation takes trust and respect of each other's boundaries. It sounds like he is not willing to respect yours and you cannot trust him going forward. I would end it with him. You can do better. Don't overanalyze it. He's a jerk and there are plenty of guys out there that will respect you and appreciate that you have a good time together. He was so trying to call your bluff. Good on you for not going along with it. We all have certain boundaries. Even on things like casual hookups. He's gross for making you question yourself. He sounds selfish. It sounds like he was trying to pressurize you into crossing your boundary. You haven't done anything wrong, he clearly expected you to value him over your friendship. Well done for ending things with him. I'm sorry that happened. No cock is that good that you have to sacrifice your dignity and pride. Did he just want to stop hooking up with me but didn't want to tell me that directly, so he picked a stupid argument with me instead? Could be. Or could be that jerk is just plain stupid. Anyway, who cares? You and your friends are not his escort service. It sounds like he really wanted to get together with Emma and was pissed you said no. Good on you for ditching him. My boyfriend is obsessed with Elden Ring. Much like every other girl out there, I have lost my 23 female boyfriend 23M to Elden Ring. Wasn't a huge deal at first because I see how the first few weeks of the game is exciting and fun. Hell, Elden Ring is fun and I occasionally play it, but my boyfriend takes it to a new level. He's logged close to, possibly over, 200 hours since its release. He's finished the game already and is almost done with his second playthrough. On Saturday he started playing at 1:30 p.m. and it is now 8 p.m. Sunday under the guise of fixing his sleeping schedule. He hasn't stopped outside of grabbing a drink or going to the toilet. That's pretty much it. I asked him to pay attention to me today. It was, I just have to beat this boss. I just have to find this treasure. I just have to do this or that. I finally got him off of the game and thought we could talk for an hour before I had to go to sleep at 9 and his fucking friends message him about playing on the game. He just kept saying, I just have to help them beat this one boss. Yeah, okay buddy, I'll see you when I wake up in the morning like I have since the game came out. He wants to know why I'm upset, but honestly I can't even process the words for it. He's really good about talking our frustrations out, but part of me feels guilty because I want to be the cool girlfriend, and the other part wants to go to a rage room and break shit because of this fucking game. Does anyone have any advice on how I can talk to him? What can I say to make him see my frustration? Update. He hopped off the game last night and apologized for choosing a game, his friends, over quality time with me. I fell asleep right after he apologized because I was tired and he was awake before I woke up. Don't know if stayed up all night. He says he didn't, so I'm going to take his word for it. We talked, I explained my frustrations and pulled quite a few words from what you guys said. He took it all really well and will be limiting how much he plays now. He even went for a jog with me this morning instead of hopping on the game. We'll see how this goes when his mates come up with the, you have to help me beat this boss and play for 14 hours straight, but for now it's settled. We are all good now. Ah, so he is now maidenless too? Another Elden Ring widow. I should check this game out, sounds quite good. Cool girlfriends are just girls who let their boyfriends do whatever they want even if it makes them uncomfortable. Don't be the cool girlfriend to fit in. Tell him exactly how you feel. If you have a good relationship, it shouldn't be hard to talk to your partner. You should feel comfortable talking to him about any issues. I bought this game because of a similar post. You should make your own op account and kill his character inside the game so he pays attention to you winking face. All I'm gonna say is, I dumped my boyfriend of 3 years in grad school. We were 23/24 because of his obsession with League of Legends. We were talking about marriage. I brought it up multiple times and for multiple months towards the end, but he didn't change at all. I would go over to his apartment and just lay in bed because he would be sitting watching video games at his desk. I wanted to spend time with him, but he would rather spend time looking at a screen. After I dumped him, he finally realized how it had affected his life, but it was too late for me. I am an avid gamer myself and I am saying this: the game can wait, your needs cannot. It will still be there tomorrow or the next week, and even though it's addicting, it is possible for him to set it down and give you some time together. He is not a mind reader, so please tell him. Maybe something like, "Hey babe, I'm glad you're having a lot of fun playing Elden Ring, but I've missed you a lot and I just need some quality time of us together today. Could you please set the game down for a bit? Hope this is helpful. I've been with my partner for 10 years and yes, Elden Ring now feels like the mistress in the relationship, haha. I'd recommend you think of this as a once in 5 years phenomenon that so many in the gaming community have been looking forward to for a long time. Give him the opportunity to enjoy a new game that is unspoiled and full of excitement. It won't last forever. I'd also suggest making a plan where you have scheduled quality time together each week and that schedule is strictly kept as you and them time. That's worked really well for us, and my resentment of Elden Ring has become more a mild fascination with how obsessed he is with the game. He fully acknowledges this and we laugh about it a lot. Found my boyfriend on Tinder. My boyfriend, 26, and me, 24, are just getting ready to move in with each other, like 1 week away. We met on Tinder 3 years ago and have been dating ever since. I recently talked to him about some of his toxic behavior and how it needs to stop before he moves in. He agreed. Yesterday I received a screenshot from a mutual of a Tinder profile with his picture and name along with correct age. I was shocked. But this is not the first time. A couple months ago another girl told me this but didn't have any screenshots. I confronted my boyfriend and he denied it was him and got angry with me that I would even think it was him. I haven't confronted him yet, but I know he will deny it. Am I stupid for believing it isn't him? Do people make fake Tinder accounts of real people and impersonate them often? Or is this truly him and I just have been a fool? I'm sorry girl, I think you've been a fool. OFFS. Nobody would steal the Tinder of some average dude, and use his actual name and age. They would steal a model's pics and change the details. That is him. Tell him to show you the apps that are consuming his battery. It's him. And you should be insulted that he has the nerve to deny it and is gaslighting you. That's quite a few red flags. I'd just be glad this all came out before he moved in. If he has toxic behavior, then moving should have been put on hold indefinitely. Having a Tinder profile is just the rancid icing on the moldy cake. Yes, people do frequently steal real people's information and make fake dating profiles. However, I don't think that is the case here. It's called catfishing. I realized I didn't add the catfish tidbit until after I posted. I would get a friend he doesn't know to message him on there and see if it's actually him. It is a small chance it could be a catfish, but you need to know.